Welcome to a new episode of Plots We Have at Home, where we come up with the most unhinged story ideas this side of the Atlantic and ask ChatGPT to do the hard work and make sense of it.
Or not. We read the stories out loud for you, and it's always the first time for both of us hearing them, so you get our unfiltered reactions.
I'm John.
And I'm Danny.
And let's just dive right into the first story of today. This is how we start every episode.
Yeah, because, it's also really hard because I always get a first glance before we actually start recording, and I'm just already dead.
Like you said in the intro, we see it for the first time.
Yes, I see it for the first time, but we have to open it so I can actually read it. Okay.
Here we go.
Here's the first story of today. The Haunting of Mystery Manor. In a small town nestled between the rolling hills stood an old, decrepit mansion known as Mystery Manor. Locals claimed that the house was haunted by a malevolent spirit that terrified anyone who dared to step inside. Oh my god.
Oh, you're seeing the...
Yes! I'm seeing the names! I hate you already. Curiosity piqued the interest of an unlikely trio. Oh my god, I only saw the first name. Garcia Flynn, the time-traveling historian with a penchant for skepticism. Dr. Robert Chase, the brilliant physician who believed in the supernatural. Yes. And Luigi, the timid plumber from the Mushroom Kingdom.
He's technically also like a ghost hunter, I think.
That's fair. And actually, it is fair that Robert Chase believes in supernatural. I think that's canon.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
Along with their loyal feline companion, Garfield, they decided to investigate the mystery. Oh my god. As the group approached Mystery Manor, Flynn scoffed, "Haunted house, huh? This is nothing more than a wild goose chase." Chase retorted, "Nonsense. The local stories have to be based on something. There's always a scientific explanation for these occurrences."
Huh? Okay.
But doesn't that actually
I
defeat what he was trying to say in the first place?
Maybe if he's like the science of the supernatural.
I have no fucking idea. Luigi timidly chimed in, "Guys, are you sure it's a good idea to be here?" Oh my god. Ignoring Luigi's unease, they cautiously entered the creaking mansion, Garfield confidently striding ahead as if he owned the place. As they explored the eerie halls, the temperature dropped and strange noises echoed through the rooms. "Chase, can't you come up with a logical reason for these chilling sensations?" Flynn challenged. Chase replied, "It could be drafts of faulty heating systems, but we should investigate further." As they ventured deeper into the mansion, they encountered bizarre phenomena. Floating objects, glowing orbs, and eerie whispers that sent shivers down Luigi's spine. "Nice ghost, please don't hurt us," Luigi stammered, clutching onto Garfield for dear life. Flynn raised an eyebrow at Luigi's reaction. "It's all just smoke and mirrors, Luigi. No need to be scared of something that isn't real, like the floating objects and the glowing orbs, I guess." Despite Flynn's skepticism, the group couldn't ignore the increasingly unexplainable occurrences they encountered. More unexplainable than floating objects and glowing orbs.
Yeah, maybe it's...
Chase's curiosity was piqued, and he eagerly documented every peculiar event, while Luigi became even more terrified with each step they took. Poor Luigi.
Me almost falling over.
Finally, they reached the heart of Mystery Manor, a room shrouded in darkness. A spectral figure emerged, causing Luigi to let out a terrified yelp. Garfield arched his back, his fur standing on end. "I knew it! It's a real ghost!" Chase exclaimed, excitedly whipping out his notepad.
I also love the idea of Garfield walking on all fours and acting like an actual cat that's fucking with me so bad right now.
Flynn rolled his eyes. "Oh, please, it's probably just a projection or some hologram set up to scare people away." It's very much Flynn.
He's doing this kind of stuff, isn't he? So he knows how people do it.
I mean, not really, but he would.
Okay.
But just as Flynn reached out to prove his point, the figure lunged at him, revealing its hauntingly familiar face. With a dramatic flourish, Flynn pulled off the ghostly mask, revealing none other than Albus Dumbledore. Okay, first of all, the figure had a mask on, which was like a ghost mask, but and behind that ghost mask was Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
A spectral ghost mask.
But apparently they know him. Dumbledore? What on earth are you doing here? Chase asked in astonishment. Apparently they're old friends or something. Or enemies, I haven't read further yet. Dumbledore let out a chuckle. I must admit, it was rather entertaining to see you all running around, but the truth is, I needed the secrecy of this mansion for my secret experiments.
Okay, I think that's scarier than him actually being a ghost.
That's way more worrying than everything else. Flynn narrowed his eyes. Experiments? On what? Dumbledore explained, you see, I've been trying to perfect a new spell that can manipulate time. Oh, that's never been a good idea. Oh my god. I needed a place away from prying eyes to focus my research, and what better place than this old haunted house? Luigi chimed in, so you were responsible for all the weird stuff happening here? Yes, it was all an elaborate ruse to keep people away from my experiments. But it seems my little trickery got a bit out of hand, Dumbledore admitted. The trickery, not the time-traveling spell.
No.
Also, why would he need a time... Never mind. They have the thing.
Maybe that's the origin story.
Oh, that's the origin story of the...
time thingy, mabob.
Fucking hell. Flynn shook his head. You should know better, Dumbledore. Magic or not, meddling with forces beyond our understanding can lead to unforeseen consequences.
That's what you're saying.
Flynn, the person who was gonna change history just because. The group with Dumbledore in tow. I just see them dragging him out of there now.
Most definitely, like,
oh my God.
Under one arm.
Like, at his beard. Made their way out of Mystery Manor, where they were met by the local authorities. Always some authorities. I don't really know. Is that like the mayor of that weird small town?
I would have said like
or the
local sheriffs or something. Yeah.
Oh, sure. As Dumbledore was led away in handcuffs.
See?
Chase couldn't help but ask one last question. Why dress up as a ghost? Yeah, that's a good question, Chase. Dumbledore smirked. Well, I've always wanted to see how people would react to a real-life ghost encounter. That's such a lame answer, oh my god. With a mix of amusement and exasperation, the unlikely trio bid farewell to their supernatural adventure. As they walked into the sunset, Luigi sighed in relief. Garfield purred contentedly. Flynn remained skeptical as ever, and Chase couldn't help but wonder about the mysteries that still lingered in the world, waiting to be uncovered.
Okay. So.
They left me... I'm so confused by how I'm feeling right now because I'm kind of calm. And usually I'm just all over the place after reading the stories.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
So it was like surprisingly contained.
Yes. Okay. The mix of characters is great. I first thought when I read the first two characters, I was like, are you doing a thing where you pick all of my favorite characters from different shows and let me just live with that now? I was waiting for Sawyer to be the third.
No, I was thinking about maybe having him as the ghost, but then I was like, okay,
and
we already had him on the show in some capacity.
Also, that kind of would have been weird. I think Dumbledore as the ghost... Also, he wasn't really a ghost. He was like I just see like... Honestly, what I see in front of me now is a person throwing over like a bed sheet.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can tell you about how my beautiful prompt came to be. My intention was to have like a Scooby-Doo knockoff situation, and therefore you had to have like the haunting person to be like a real guy at the end where you pull off the mask and be like, oh no, it's been this guy all along.
No, I get that. Okay.
That was the main thing, and I wanted to have like a cast of characters that like somewhat match the people from there. So you have to have like the scaredy guy, and you have to have like the skeptic, and I think I actually am short one character of Scooby-Doo now that I think about it.
I think it has to be 5. Okay, so
Yeah,
Garfield was the
forgot
dog.
about Daphne, yeah.
So the
Yeah,
so
Garfield was the stand-in for Scooby.
Scooby.
Yes.
Yeah, I honestly like no. The character cast was something, and I just love that you started out with like actual people, and then you fucking threw in Luigi.
Yes. I couldn't come up with anybody who was,
it was
more
great.
authentically scared of ghosts.
I just fucking love that you just have like these guys, and I was thinking that you would put in like all these characters, like basically all my fictional husbands in one thing, and you start with a list, and then you throw in Luigi, and I was like, no, it's not it. That's not it.
Yes.
Yeah, and Garfield just being a regular cat. Apparently,
To a
also,
degree.
I kind of feel like Luigi is like also just the height difference is just something that I had to think about the whole time, because Garcia Flynn is fucking tall. Like, he's like 190 or something. He's like really tall, actually. That's his whole thing. And also in Timeless, where it's like, oh, you mean your tall friend? Yeah. So then we have Chase, who's regularly tall, I would say. And then we have Luigi, who in my imagination is the 3D Luigi from
who's
from
like
the
half
games.
the size of a person.
And he's like, yeah, and then so Garfield is basically
The
kind
same
of Luigi's size, but he grabs him and holds on to him for dear life. And I'm just like, how is this like you're hugging a bear or something?
I mean, to be fair, like,
I mean, that gives you more sense of security, I guess.
to be fair, just the imagination of Garfield like walking around on all fours and acting like a regular cat, like purring and doing like the cat
the
bag
bag art,
with the fur standing up and everything, was so absurd to me, like in of its own. But yeah, and then I was like a little bit disappointed because I was telling it like, yeah, then just come up with like a wacky reason Dumbledore would have to like haunt a fucking house. And apparently he's just doing weird experiments to turn back time.
Honestly, I mean, when he just mentioned his experiments, I was like, oh wow, this is getting interesting. And I was like, I want to turn back time. It's like, what? Dude. I think Garcia Flynn threw the story off with that because...
maybe he was like...
Yeah. And Flynn be like, that's not a good idea. Been there, done that. Didn't really work out that well for me.
I tried it.
You know? It hasn't been such a great idea.
Stuff.
But then again, is that thing called Time Turner?
Yes, I think that's what they call it.
So this is the origin story.
Yes, this is the canonic origin story of how Time Turners came to be. J.K. Rowling, you have to engage with us directly to tell us it's not.
But please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't ever
Just
contact us.
leave
Thanks.
us.
Also, just love that Dumbledore is like when. Okay, so Chase is like this whole like curious scientific guy, and that makes a lot of sense because he's like a physician and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he asks him like, "Why did you dress up as a ghost?" Which also makes it even worse to me, like thinking of this like bedsheet over his head situation. Yeah. Because when he first was like described, and I didn't know it was a person, I had like a kind of like a Pokemon kind of version of like a legendary Pokemon appearing.
Like an elemental being. Like
yes.
It's spectral, floating in this
like
dark
with lights
room.
around it and whatever. And then
like
it's
being
just
transparent.
And after that, now I'm just thinking this like Dumbledore going woo, woo, and having like a bedsheet over his head and like his beard peeking out or something. I don't even know.
I mean,
and
to
then
be
he's
fair,
like,
him being a very powerful wizard could mean both are true at the same time.
Yes, but like I think Flynn just goes and like rips off his mask and be like, haha, told you so. It's just an old guy. I mean, he's a magician, and apparently we've known him for a long time because, like, what are you doing here, Dumbledore?
Yeah, it's a very small town. They all know each other for some reason.
Also, they're from the small town. I thought they were traveling to the small town to, like, whatever.
Who knows?
Like, Ghostbusters situation.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I always wanted to see how people would react to a like, real-life ghost encounters. Like,
it was like a little bit of a cop-out, I don't know.
Yeah, that was very boring. So, it was ups and downs in this story.
Note to ourselves, don't give ChatGPT the task to come up with reasoning behind stuff.
I mean, it can be funny. We'll see.
Maybe I need to give it more direction with that kind of
I also
stuff.
love that they just handcuff him for haunting an empty house.
I mean, I did tell her to have him arrested at the end. So.
Okay. I was like, why? He didn't actually really do anything. Maybe he even bought the house, so actually people wouldn't have any like business being there anyway.
I know, we don't know how illegal his experiments were, so who knows
also,
what that's
like,
about.
it's probably like a whole thing. It's like the local sheriff arrested him, but it probably should have been the Ministry of Magic, so whatever.
Anyways, yeah.
But we don't know, it's just local authorities. Might be Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, local magic ministry man.
Magic
Say
Ministry
that
man,
3
that's the word.
Quickly.
That's the word.
Yeah. And I felt like that would be like the bow tie at the end of a Scooby-Doo episode without having seen much Scooby-Doo in my lifetime.
Yeah, I've never seen one episode, but I've seen like videos on TikTok, so that's all I know about Scooby-Doo. Did you put in like a detail thingy?
I mean, I guess not
a special
really,
one. That's
no.
fine.
Yeah.
I actually also didn't. I can tell you that already. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It was a coherent story. I was like,
short and sweet.
These like glowing orbs and floating objects. It's like, this seems normal to me. Flynn is still like, this is all just a ruse. This is all just a trick. Like, I don't even give a fuck. But he also is very chill about basically everything. He's time traveled. He's like,
He's seen some shit.
Yeah. I shot Abraham Lincoln at this point. I don't care anymore.
I don't care about some flying orb.
Yeah, might as well. So yeah, 8 out of 10, I think.
Beautiful.
Because it could have like been a little more interesting in like some of the parts, especially like with Dumbledore's reasoning. Yeah. But other than that, I also just loved Luigi being like so scared all the time. So that was very, very funny.
Beautiful stuff. Thank
Alrighty.
Yeah, our second story of today is called Monkey Island Voodoo. I already love the general direction of this so much.
I just saw like 2 things. I already know that it didn't fucking work.
Yeah, I caught like, oh boy. Chapter 1. The Voodoo Lady's Hut. In the heart of the eerie swamps, the Voodoo Lady's hut stood shrouded in mystery and ancient magic. Inside, 2 familiar faces, Erkan and Stefan. Erkan and Stefan found themselves seeking her mystical aid. As avid fans of the Monkey Island video game series, they were determined to create a voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus, a character inspired by the enigmatic figure. A character inspired by the enigmatic figure from the TV show Lost.
You're gonna kill me right here.
They believed this would give them control over his actions and make him the subject of their comical antics.
Okay.
The Voodoo Lady, with her mystical eyes wise... Take 3. The Voodoo Lady, with her mystical eyes and wizened voice, listened intently to their request. After a moment of contemplation, she handed them a parchment containing 3 essential voodoo ingredients, each linked to the Monkey Island universe. To craft the voodoo doll you desire, you must bring me a feather from the rare ghostly parrot of Monkey Island, a drop of the cursed lava from Mount Acidophilus, and the fang of the elusive rubber tree python, she decreed. Chapter 2. The journey begins. Just straight in. Erkan and Stefan, I still can't get over how they are around, armed with the Voodoo Lady's list, set out on their adventures through treacherous marshes and uncharted territories. As they trudged along, grumbling about the troublesome task at hand, they unexpectedly stumbled upon none other than Captain Jack Sparrow, the infamous pirate from the Pirate of the Caribbean movies. Ahoy, mates! Mind if I join you in your merry little escapade? Jack greeted them with a cheeky grin, effortlessly wielding his arms.
Charmed.
Wait. Some say it might be the same thing. See, I'm picturing him doing his whole like Jack Sparrow thing, so I couldn't see anything else. But yeah, he was effortlessly wielding his charm, of course. Although I don't know if he expends much effort to wield his arms either. Erkan and Stefan exchanged skeptical glances, unsure about having the unpredictable pirate tag along. Yeah, but Jack insisted, promising to provide guidance in return of their delightful company.
Guidance? Auch.
I mean, I guess if he has like the compass thingy, then that could work.
Also in return for the delightful company.
Yeah, that's all he brings to the table.
That's what he wants from them. That's very unlikely.
Oh, true. Yeah.
No, I don't believe in that. Whatever.
I mean, I guess that's part of him, like playing games to shroud his actual intentions.
Mm.
Chapter 3. Ghostly Parrot Hunt. Their first stop was Monkey Island, the home of the elusive ghostly parrot. In the jungle, they encountered the native tribespeople, who were known for their exceptional bird-catching skills. However, the tribespeople were only willing to share their secrets if Erkan and Stefan could entertain them with their comedic talents. Oh, fucking
They're all
no.
the fucking cannibals. That's the people from Monkey Island. They're the cannibals.
Are they actually cannibals?
They're the cannibals
in
that are vegetarian.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Putting on humorous performances, Erkan and Stefan managed to win the tribe's favor and were taught the art of bird catching. Armed with their newfound knowledge, they set elaborate traps and lured the ghostly parrots to its capture. With a feather in hand, they continued their journey. It's a very, like, quick stop kind of thing.
What did Jack Sparrow do?
I don't know, he enjoyed their, like, company. And he probably sat down with the tribespeople and enjoyed the show because that's what he's here for.
Some rum.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
Chapter 4. Mount Acidophilus Challenge. Next on the list was Mount Acidophilus, a volcano with cursed lava that would melt the hardiest of substances. To reach it, they had to navigate treacherous paths, avoid deadly traps, and outsmart local pirates. Guarding the volcano. That's what pirates do? Are you sure about that?
This is neighborhood watch. Pirate neighborhood
maybe
watch.
Maybe it's like a retirement home thingy where they're like, hey, are you sick of being out in the seas? Come here to Mount Acidophilus
and guide the volcano.
Yeah, who knows? So maybe it's like an exchange program. Captain Jack Sparrow proved to be more helpful than they anticipated. Hey! Using his craftiness to distract and deceive the guards, allowing Erkan and Stefan to... I always forget that they are the ones that are doing this thing. Like every other... Jesus fucking Christ. Now I'm thinking of them in like pirate gear and with the little like headbands and everything.
I totally don't. I see them in their usual outfits.
With a towel over the shoulders and everything. And
yes.
Tracksuits, yeah. That's even better, actually.
Yes.
Captain Jack Sparrow proved to be more helpful than they anticipated, using his craftiness to distract and deceive the guards, allowing Erkan and Stefan to sneak past them. At the summit, they carefully collected a drop of the cursed lava and hurriedly made their descent before the volcano could erupt.
Hold up. But the lava melts
through everything.
Oh, this is like that's some like Monkey Island shit right here, where you need to cool the lava and make a lava.
Yeah, make a cup out of the lava
the lava.
That's
and something like
exactly
that.
what I thought too.
That's some Guybrush Threepwood craftiness right there. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
That's canonically how it happened. You heard it here first.
Elusive.
Chapter 5. The elusive rubber python.
Why is it elusive? Never mind me.
I guess because it's hard to find and therefore it's not that easy to have the whole thing happen.
Yeah. Okay,
the voodoo magic.
Yes.
Their final destination led them deep into the dark and mysterious Snake Island.
Okay, cool.
Into the island?
Yeah, into the...
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
I guess. The rubber tree python was known for its elusive nature, and the dense jungle concealed it well. The trio Trio?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I forgot about Jack Sparrow. I thought he'd be just hanging out with the pirates, you know? The trio found themselves facing perilous snake-filled paths and clever traps set by the ancient guardians, whoever they be.
I have no idea.
In the midst of their snake-infested struggles, Captain Jack Sparrow's slippery charm worked its magic on the snakes, momentarily distracting them as Erkan and Stefan snatched the elusive fang. Like,
from the mouth of the snake?
Like, it's so distracted that it doesn't notice somebody yanking a teeth out of their mouth. A tooth. A teeth, yes. Fucking hell.
Okay.
This is already eroding my brain again.
Okay. Oh, it just keeps going.
Chapter 6. Back to the voodoo lady. With all 3 voodoo ingredients in their possession, they return to the voodoo lady's hut. The air crackled with anticipation as she began crafting the voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus. I forgot that was the whole thing. How is she gonna make a doll out of like lava, a fang?
No, I think she has like just a regular doll thingy, like, and then cooks it all together in the like pot.
Put it all in the cauldron and it'll work out. The air crackled with anticipation as she began crafting the voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus. Erkan and Stefan watched in awe, eagerly awaiting the moment they could control the TV show character for their comical purposes. It's all just a fucking joke to them too.
But am I a fucking joke to you? Yes,
literally,
indeed.
Yes. But fate had other plans. Unbeknownst to the voodoo lady, a strand of Captain Jack Sparrow's hair had accidentally mingled with the voodoo ingredients. Mingled too. Like, I'm not even... As she completed the spell, the doll began to twitch and jerk, not under the control of Erkan and Stefan, but under Captain Jack Sparrow himself.
What?
Captain 7, yeah. Chapter 7. Fuck me. Chapter 7. The Misadventures of Captain Jack. To their dismay, Captain Jack Sparrow was now subject to the whims of the voodoo doll. What? I thought it was the other way around. His actions mimicked those of Benjamin Linus from Lost.
What?
But to what? What? Wait. Go.
I'm so.
Time out. What?
Okay. I think ChatGPT, go home. You're drunk.
Oh boy, it's not ready to decide what's happening yet.
Oh, okay.
His actions mimicked those of Benjamin Linus from Lost, much to the delight of Erkan and Stefan, who were now in fits of laughter at the unforeseen twist. Well, I guess it's an unforeseen twist for sure. Captain Jack's misadventures under the voodoo doll's control led to hilarious situations, causing mischief and making the swamps come alive with uproarious laughter. Despite their original plans foiled, Erkan, Stefan, and Captain Jack embraced the absurdity of their situation and formed an unlikely friendship. How is he gonna embrace shit if he's under the control of a literal doll?
He's fucking Captain Jack now. It's not even Jack Sparrow. Oh my god, okay.
I mean, he's gotta like shorten it for the sake of story. I don't fucking know. Because they're friends now. It's on a first name basis. They're allowed to doots him now. After they kissed. The unlikely friendship. And so they continued their journey, with the voodoo lady's laughter resonating through the swamp as a testament of the unpredictable and delightful magic of Monkey Island. Jesus Christ, okay. So we have the first wild one of today. Oh, boy. I mean...
First impressions.
A lot going on. Like, a lot. I felt like it was planning to do much more than it had actually time to do here.
I don't even
know. We got 7 chapters of storytelling that are all commencing in a wild twist. Walk me through your process here. I can't.
Okay. First of all, I hate it when ChatGPT does that. When I tell you what the character is based on, and you tell the people
it's
what
the character from the game Monkey Island.
I just want you to base a character on it. I don't want you to tell people. And also, then it started to do that like really well and be like, this is the hut and blah blah blah. So I'm describing everything. It's like who, and then Erkan and Stefan suddenly are fans of the Monkey Island video game series. I'm like, no, I've not mentioned that with a single word, and they just happen to be in that universe. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I hate that. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
And
No, I
I'm
mean,
really
like,
sad that Erkan and Stefan did not have a single line of dialogue.
yeah, I'm so mad at that. I figured
I
that you.
specifically said include
figured-
dialogue, but I think it probably couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah,
It was.
I don't know. I mean, the only dialogue it included was literally like one line from Jack and like one line from the voodoo lady.
Yes.
But yeah, I was so mad that it didn't have like any of the Erkan and Stefan stuff.
Because
Maybe
they would have been like such a good voice impression because they have this very like
distinct-
particular way of
yeah.
talking.
There's like the whole thing about the characters.
So for those of you who are not German, so they or younger than I guess 20 years old or 25,
Yeah.
Erkan and Stefan are a comedy
Duo
and also musicians apparently,
I mean, I guess
according to Wikipedia,
yeah,
and they're
as any
just like
comedian
very like
at some point is.
like low life white trash, or not white trash because at least one of them is Turkish in
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah.
German people.
Yeah,
I also
think
found out that-
characters, I guess.
Yeah,
they're
their characters, they actually like have like the most German names on earth, the actual guys behind that. But so they have this very distinct, like very weird accent in which they talk and like the way they talk
Yeah.
and like slang.
It's the very particular like early 2000 slang that they dial up to like 12 or something from 10 or from whatever.
So that I would have loved to have them.
I don't know. I was
Say
just
something.
thinking about it. Maybe it just got confused because it was trying to put Erkan and Stefan into English and it couldn't do that.
Yeah, I think it probably couldn't.
I think
Like, it
that
couldn't
might
do
be the problem here. But it's still making me so fucking sad. Especially after, like, the first chapter was so great with, like, the whole shopping list for the voodoo stuff, which was on brand, and the voodoo lady being her, like, actual
Normal self, yeah.
Yeah, her noble self. Thanks for the cameo, I guess. Yeah, and then it just got, like, quicker and quicker with each chapter. Just like, okay, we gotta, like, wrap up here. So now they just go into the jungle, get the python, like,
And it probably couldn't, like, because it I kind of limited to whatever stories. But okay, so I told, like, my prompt, oh my god, was that Erkan and Stefan go to the voodoo lady and everything is set in, like, the world or in setting of Monkey Island, which worked out pretty well, I say. And they want to make I just said they want to make a voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus. I did not give a reason. So this whole, like,
Well, I
they
mean-
wanted to include him in their comedic whatever.
antics.
I did not come up with that. That
I
was-
mean, that's very on track, though.
Yes, it is.
Them,
I love
them
it.
just doing it to fuck shit up and make some funny bit, and then yeah.
So, and then they go like, I didn't come up with the ingredients. I was like, just give us
okay.
3 voodoo ingredients based on the Monkey Island video games.
Oh, then I'm even more impressed
Yes,
by the
that was very good.
rubber tree python.
And also the ghost parrot thingy. I mean, there's like
Yeah.
this parrot thingy and whatever.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it put in the cannibals from Monkey Island that are actually not cannibals because they only eat fruit because there's no people to eat. If you don't know the Monkey Island video games, you're missing out, by the way.
doing
You
with your
have to get all of them. Yeah, and then they also, they encounter Jack Sparrow and he just goes with them and they're kind of like, they don't really want that, but they
Oh.
also can't really help it, so he's there.
That would have been so great if it like managed to get that across. Just him inviting himself to the
Yes,
party.
that was the whole thing. I was like, I need a character that also kind of is located in,
Piratey.
yeah, and this whole like Caribbean thing. Oh wait, yeah.
Let's just use this one.
And then they do like these adventures and like they go back to the voodoo lady and she crafts the voodoo doll and she accidentally adds in hair of Jack Sparrow and then the voodoo doll controls Jack Sparrow. That was what okay. So that was the idea. It doesn't control Benjamin Linus, it controls Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, but
I
like,
think
the whole thing
ChatGPT put in all. I don't even know. First, it starts with Jack Sparrow controls the voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus. Then the voodoo doll controlled Jack Sparrow, but then also the voodoo doll connected Jack Sparrow and Benjamin Linus.
Yeah, like it went from it being the voodoo doll of of Jack Sparrow basically to the voodoo doll controlling Jack Sparrow like as an entity with like agency and all that. And then it was just like Benjamin Linus controlling the voodoo doll and therefore controlling
But in
Jack
the very
Sparrow.
first, it was also Jack Sparrow controlling the voodoo doll of Benjamin Linus.
Yeah.
It was
I think
very, very confusing.
pro tip for you at home. If you want to make a voodoo doll, don't ask ChatGPT about it. I guess the concept of voodoo is pretty new to it.
Yes. Go find the voodoo lady in some swamp hut.
Exactly. Go to the professionals. Go straight to the professionals.
And make sure you know the password, because if you're just knocking on the door and telling her that you're selling these fine leather jackets, she's not going to let you in.
Yeah, you won't get it.
Yeah.
Yes. Overall, I would like, I don't know, I'd still give it like an 8.5 for
8.5. Back to the...
Stop it.
You started it.
for the general story that unfolded, it would have been definitely like a straight 10 if it went through all the stops and told us how they caught the rubber python and all that.
And how they got the tooth from the rubber python without
anyways
Jack Sparrow distracting it.
But yeah, I'm also very much in love with the world you're painting around here. And I can't stop thinking about Erkan and Stefan in their tracksuits with a little towel over their shoulders, just riding through the seas on their pirate ship.
Also, they're like the most incapable people.
Generally with everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they always happen to succeed, but it's not...
They're just failing upwards.
It's not... Yes.
Jesus Christ. No, great stuff. Thank you so much for this.
So, yeah. That was very haunting also.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna haunt me for quite some while.
That was it. Our 2 stories for today. Thank you so much for listening.
If you don't want to get haunted by Erkan and Stefan or Dumbledore experimenting on you, send this episode to at least 3 more people. And if you don't like it, remember, we still have more plot at home.